It's just some things on my mind that I feel like sharing. Let's start with this King Leo 80 character, right? Because I do feel compelled to give the history on what transpired with this punk ass fat bitch having an idiot, right? So first, if anyone's ever seen him in chat rooms, they know he is. You would think that he's a woman. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the identifier of king in his name, you would think it's a woman. And still, character wise and behavior wise, it still is a woman. Why? Because in anywhere in, the little small YouTube collective, like black sector, whatever they call it, he doesn't miss a beat. He knows all the latest gossip. He's quick to talk about this one and that one and say, oh, this one did this or that one did that. Talk about other people that he's never had an interaction with. People don't know him. You know what they know him as? Let me see. KINGLEO. They know him as 9 alpha numerical characters. That's the extent of his personality, of his reach, of his influence. He's 9 alpha numerical characters. No one's heard his voice. No one has seen him until now. Guy in the upper, in the right side of this picture, right? So that's the his whole identity can be summed up in nine alphanumerical characters, right? Yet he has everything to say about all types of people. And just like a few people, for whatever strange ass reason, he's obsessed with this LA character. If anyone has had a dealing, current, past, or on the cusp of having a dealing with this LA character, he knows every detail about it, and he has something to say about it to you, to whomever. Talking about, I make New York look bad, along with Ralph Bottles and Bobby Norris. But we make New York look bad through a filter of our dealings with this LA character. And he's talking about people making someone look bad, yet he's referring to some bozo that does bullshit online, and that is his marker for what makes a New Yorker a respectable New Yorker, by the shit that they do or type online or say online in regard to this weirdo that likes to get his dick sucked by dudes. You feel me? Well, by that logic, you're a bigger bozo in New York, and you make New York look worse just on the strength of having that mentality of trying to judge people through some bozo ass cat. That being the LA dude or whatever. You know? So that's just the brief history. And he I've seen him just type shit about me. I could show up, not show up. He's got shit to say about me. He's got shit to say about my girl. All types of dumb shit, right? So I'm in Brian Vlog's chat room, and he's typing his little shit. So how'd the shit start? How'd the shit commence? I think at first I was entertaining it, responding to a little stupid shit here and there. And then I finally said, I'm like, yo, in essence, kind of what I just said now. Like, dude, all you are 9 alphanumerical characters. That's the extent of your existence. I have no interest in your existence or any details about you. For whatever reason, you have that interest in me and you have something to say. I have zero interest. I have zero interest in the K, the I, the N, the G, the L, the E, the O, the 8, or the 0. None of those alphanumerical characters, which is the bane of your existence, have any effect on me or are of any concern to me. Right? So I said, look, carry on. I'm just going to ignore you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do what some people do and like block him where I can't see his shit. Sure, I'll still see it because it has no effect, but I don't have anything to say. I'm not going to respond to it. I've said everything I have to say. So, hey, carry on. If you want to keep talking about me, that's on you. But I think it would be foolish. Oh, yeah. Also, at first I asked him, I was like, yo, how does it feel to behave the way you do, to talk shit and gossip all around this little enclave of YouTube, gossiping, just like a woman. And I asked him, that doesn't feel like a blow to your manhood? You don't ever just reflect and look at what you're doing and say, wow, you know what, as a man, I shouldn't be doing this shit. Like, even if you are intimately in people's business and want to get the latest news and this and that, but just as a man, you don't have anything that says, well, you know what, I'm not going to express that and let it be known I'm just like a bitch in a cut. Thelma, whatever her name is, out the window at 227. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to admit it. I'll just like be on that bullshit in the cut. Like, nothing as a man tells you that. You know what I'm saying? And then his response is something like, well, it is my business because you make New York look bad and I'm in New York. I'm like, what type of bullshit is that? Fuck you. Fuck New York. How about that? There's people in New York I like. There's a lot of bozos in there. There's a lot of bozos everywhere. I don't even know how many millions of people are in this city. The point I'm making is you're acquiescing to a city validating you. See how everything's making sense? Why this person doesn't want to show his face? Why this person doesn't even want his voice to be heard? Because he doesn't have a voice to be heard. You know what I'm saying? He has to ride on the back of a whole city of just randomly happening to be born in the greatest city in the world, which it is, New York, that is. You know what I'm saying? And that has to validate his existence. Oh, I'm the shit because I'm from New York, because I don't got anything else I could be considered the shit for. You know what I'm saying? So he has to ride on that. You see how that works? So when I say fuck New York, I'm talking about fuck using New York as anything to validate me or anything. I stand strong on my own. I could be born in Wichita, Kansas. I'm still the motherfucking man. Straight like that. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people from New York that, I fuck with. And shout out to New York. Yeah, you know what I mean? It ain't like a straight up I'm against New York type of fuck New York. No, I'm talking about I don't need that shit to validate me. The shit means nothing. I'm going to be me regardless. You feel me? So I tell the nigga, I'm like, yo, that's a bullshit argument. There's millions of people in New York, right? And a whole lot of fucking bozos, including this one, right? And I'm telling him, like, yo, that doesn't mean anything because you're from New York. That doesn't give you any camaraderie with me from happening to have been born or raised in New York. That doesn't validate you in any type of way. That doesn't mean shit. That's a bullshit argument. That does not excuse you for being in people's business, my business, even Bobby's or Ralph Bottle's business. That doesn't excuse that. No, you're still a fucking bitch, right? Shit, how about the other people that's not from New York? What's your excuse for them? Why you all up in they shit too, huh? Bitch ass nigga. So I tell him that, right? So he keeps talking this shit. So it's after that point where I say, you know what? You can talk all the shit you want. I don't have anything more to say to you because I have zero interest in you. So there's really nothing to gain from it, right? So he keeps talking more shit. And then he starts to like play this game. He's like, see, I shut Tone Space up. He started playing that dumb shit, even though he knew that I'm just not interested anymore. So there's nothing more to say. So I was leaving it alone. We had an understanding. All right, you're on my dick. I don't care about you. You're going to keep saying whatever. Cool. That's the understanding. So he kept saying this bullshit. But then I had like something I wanted to add to that. I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous. You talking this, you from New York, whatever. Shit. The only way I'll even acknowledge anything you're saying is if you could say it to me directly. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet you anywhere and I will tell you that you behave like a woman online, that you are a bitch by way of your online persona and the way you rock out and type. I told him I promise I would say that to his fucking face, right? So then I said, like, look, anything short of that, I have nothing else to say to you, right? So it's a wrap. So I'm thinking, all right, that's it. So then he kept typing more stupid shit. He didn't regard that. He didn't say, at first, like, meet me here, meet me there. He just kept talking the stupid shit. But, since it didn't qualify for the reason why I'd reply, meaning tell me something face to face, I'm like, there's no reason to reply then. I just let him keep on being a jackass talking his stupid shit. But see, that wasn't enough when he saw he couldn't get my attention because he felt punked at that point. He could have just kept on riding out, still talk his shit, or shut the fuck up and just kept it the fuck pushing. You know what I mean? Because I figured we had an understanding. You know what I mean? All right, I don't care what you're saying, but I will tell you up front that you're a fucking bitch Will you tell me to my face that I'm a bitch? Do you want to find out? He could have just left it at that. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, whatever, it's a wrap. But no, when he saw he couldn't get my attention anymore after that, that's when he had to say, yo, Tone, I'm going to be at Cafe Adela at 6 p.m. Meet me there. So I said, all right, cool. I'll see you there. It just so happened that on this Sunday evening, I ain't have really anything to do. Shorty was asleep. Had she been awake, she'd have been like vehemently against that. You know what I'm saying? And she was against it, after the fact, of course. You know what I'm saying? But she was asleep. Wasn't nothing popping. There's a fish market in Chinatown I've been meaning to go to. So I was trying to go catch that while it was open. I ended up missing it or whatever. Get the salmon. You get the salmon for like a good price, $4-5 a pound, some shit like that. So I'm like, fuck it. All right, cool. So what I do? Took a shower, threw some stuff on, went out there. Cafe Adela, right? Now, in his mind, he figured, it's like he was so compelled. He's going there with his fat bitch and his homeboy or whoever. So he's thinking like, nah, this nigga ain't going to show up. So I'm going to go to Cafe Adela. And then next time I see him in the chat room, I'm be like, oh, Tone, where were you at? I was there. See? Yeah. And a whole bunch of other retarded shit, right? Meanwhile, boom, I'm popping up, recording it just to prove that, hey, I am there. Now, remember, this the nigga that put out the challenge. I was done. I thought we had an understanding. He's just a bitch that talks shit and gossips, and I'm someone that doesn't really care at the end of the day. After I say my little piece and let him know he's a bitch and everything, after that, I don't care. I thought we had that understanding. But no, that wasn't good enough for him. Meet me here at 6 p.m. So I get there around 6:25, 6:27. Use the bathroom. I holler at everyone in the restaurant, and I see this guy in the right hand of your screen having the most shocked look on his face that a man has ever had. Meal looking like it's about 3/4 or half to 3/4 of the way eating, meaning they've probably been there since roughly 6:10. And I say, yo, King Leo, you're a punk. I'm outside. So whomever is the King Leo in that restaurant could see me outside. So I could tell them to their face, as I promised that I would, that he behaves like a bitch online. And if he has the gumption to tell me whatever he normally says online, he could say that to my face as well. No one came out. In fact, that the dude right there, that's the only black person that was in the restaurant. So it's too many coincidences in that situation for this not to be him. He claims this wasn't him. Coincidence number one, he was typing a whole lot in that chat room. As soon as he said, meet me there at 6 p.m., because at this time it was like just hitting like 5 p.m., right? Shortly after that, he stopped typing in Brian Vlog's chat room. What does that tell you? Because he was on his way to the restaurant, right? A black dude, presumably, right? So I get to the restaurant. This is the only black dude in that little, real small cafe too. The only black dude there. Meal looking like it's already been settled. Like they've been there since around 6-something p.m. Such and such. He just so happened to look like a fucking frail little bozo. He just so happened to be with a fat whale of an ugly white bitch. The type of woman that you'd expect a bozo like this that's worried about other people's business online. The type of woman that you'd expect to see from, Mr. 9 Alpha Numerical Characters himself, right? The nigga just so happened to look like he's approximately 41 years old, the age of King Leo 80. You feel me? Way too many coincidences for that not to be him. But, he claims it's not him. So you know what? Do a Sinister Salt video. Show your waves. Shout out to Sinister Salt. We know you're ugly. You don't like to show your face. If this really isn't you, because he said he doesn't have locks. All right. I guess we'll catch a little rotation video of your head showing the type of hair you have. Or will you just get a video of one of your peoples? And the thing is, even if it wasn't you, then you're just a punk for having to say something. Well, meet me here and da-da-da-da-da-da. Hold up. All right, make sure this shit's recording. Either way, you're a punk motherfucker. But I have nothing to say to you. You gave me the impression that you would be there, so you could tell me whatever to my face, and I could tell you whatever to your face. One way or another, you back down from that. So you're settled just being the gossipy ass bitch. Go back to being the gossipy ass bitch. I don't got anything else for you. Right? And then what was I want to say? Thing right here. Okay. And like I say, I don't consider any of this some tough guy shit. I just think it's normal, logical behavior, more in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't be expecting to fight niggas. I know niggas ain't gonna want it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I will tell a nigga like in his face that he's just as much a bitch. Cause that's my thing. Why have an interaction if you're not willing to just do it? I'm just a firm believer of not talking shit to someone if I'm not gonna do it to them personally in their face. Like I have a strong conviction about that. You know what I mean? I have a strong conviction against cowardly shit and like just talking shit to someone knowing that there's the safety of a screen and miles away from each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So if anyone ever gets a communication, a dialogue with me, be it good or bad, I want them to know that I am genuine, so genuine that they would get the same thing up close, whether it's praise or critique or totally shitting on a motherfucker. There's nothing that I've done online or said online that I wouldn't tell someone personally. If it's someone personally online that I think like, yo, this nigga a problem, this nigga probably like you know what I mean, bust shots at a nigga, or it's just like mad nice and boom 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 boom, just knock a nigga whole block off, then I'm not gonna talk shit to a motherfucker like that. You feel me? No one is invincible, none of that. But so and we can't be invincible. None of us can be invincible. But you know what we can be? We can be genuine people. We can wear our expression on the bracelets of truth as they flow through our hands per keystroke to get off the top poetic about it. You know what I'm saying? We can do that, and that's what I'm a firm, stern believer of. You feel me? So and another thing, I don't know, for some reason, like, you know, people talk about, oh, like Ralph Bottles, I pulled up on Ralph Bottles, shit like that. That was a whole different vein. Like that whole situation, the shit, well, remember, like at that time, he said that someone was he had his scooter parked out his crib, and he said someone was vandalizing it, and for whatever reason he said he thought it was me. And he said that I vandalized the scooter, I was fucking with his scooter, and then when he came outside I dipped, like I did it and dipped. So me doing that video, that was a whole thing. That was more so like, yo, B, nah, dude, I didn't do that. But I can't have niggas thinking that I'm the type that would do that. That is so not me. Just disrespect somebody's property like that. No, I am not about that. And I'm not going to disrespect someone's property. And then when they pull up, I'm just going to bounce on some sneaky shit in the cut. Like that is so much not me. So with that situation, you know, we said, yo, meet me wherever, whatever. I was like, cool, I'll be at such and such at 4 p.m., dude. Just to tell you, like, look you in your eyes and tell you, like, nah, B, that was not me. I did not do that. If I did do that, then why am I standing right here in front of you, letting you know to your face that I did not vandalize your property? If I was some sneaky, do some dumb shit and then hide type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% what that was about. I wasn't going in there with the, oh, fuck them up, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't like trying to put that public perception out that I was some type of vandalizer, I wouldn't have put that out on some public. I had that was more so like, yo, I can't have niggas thinking I'm some like shady nigga that do shit like that. That is not me. So yeah, let me make this shit public, yo, dude. So then even if he don't show up, it's like, look, I showed up. I was willing to see you so I could tell you to your face, like, yo, I don't know what happened. I did not vandalize your shit. I did not dip, run, none of that. I don't do shit like that. You know what I mean? And then to find out, as I understand, he was reacting to his own ass video that he did in front of his bike, and that just made the whole shit mad funny or whatever. But that's what that was about. So I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, punk, and I don't even like to use those terms, those words. I just like to be genuine. I just like to be real, and that's what I stand on, and that's what I stand for. You know what I mean? So now we got this nigga Steez. When I was on the way back to the crib, I caught a little live. I caught some of what he was saying, just lies after lies, right? First lie he's telling. Now, first, similar to King Leo, right? Like Steez, niggas be having issues with him, and he'll defer to some other shit that doesn't have to do with him, or the issue that one has with him. Like, for whatever reason, he keeps mentioning me having money or my claims to have some amount of money. And with him, he's so jealous. He's like, nah, he can't have money. Man, that nigga don't got any money. Because he has to say that. He has to feel that way to satiate himself. Because me having money for some reason would make him feel some type of way. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you're a trillionaire. Like that LA nigga, I don't give a fuck if he's I don't give a fuck what money other people have. It does nothing for me. If I'm not benefiting from it, or its money is not being used as a tool to fuck me up, I don't give a fuck. That shit is weird. That's some shit that just people that are insecure do. I'm handsome, I'm 6'6", I'm brilliant, I'm personable, and I'm charming. All those qualities and so many more. You think I give a fuck what another person has? At the end of the day, they're not me. What, they're gonna grow an extra foot along with that, like $8 trillion they have? No. You feel me? So, hey, that to me, I always find that weird, right? But he's like, he don't got any money. He live with his moms. He keeps saying this, and I'm not stupid. I know where this idea comes from, that I live with my moms. It doesn't take a rocket science. I could figure shit out without shit being told to me. It's all traced from when I was trying to get a shirt from him to support his punk ass. He never sent it, all that other shit, right? There was an address I gave him. So whatever he gave it to, whoever, he did it himself. He looking up the address, shit like that, maybe seeing who happens to be on the lease, and he might see my name on some shit and someone else's name, and assumes that's my mother, and assumes that I'm living with her. Like, that is the most bogus way to do it. Even if someone could find my address, even if that is on my ID as an address, that does not mean I reside at that address. Oh, he lives somewhere uptown. He don't got no money. He live with his mother. No, I do not. I have 3 places I can stay at now. That is that location one that I can, anytime I want, just pop in and stay and chill? Absolutely. Mainly, I stay in the apartment that I am in right now in Queens. I done showed videos out the window with street signs, so I don't give a fuck about niggas knowing where it is, wherever. I'm in Astoria, Queens. And my house is in Bedford-Stuyvesant. In fact, some niggas that's related to this video could actually do their homework and find out if I'm a homeowner or not, if they haven't already. So, no, I don't live with my mother. Yes, I am a deed holder, a property owner. Yes, my girl is deeds holding and property owning. Absolutely. And neither of us in our respective homes reside with our parents. Another lie, because you heard the song I did, I'm Just a Nice Guy. Check it out. That's a fun song, right? Wrote it in like an hour. Because I mentioned how he promised me a bum bike, right? And then how he never sent it. He said like by April 2018. He said that back in like February, I think January or February of 2018. Now he said that I said in the song that I said that I jump started Steez's bum bike business, and that's why he said he's gonna give me a scooter. No. I didn't initially say that in so many words. Steez, on numerous occasions, credited me for jump starting his business. Whatever shit I did, finding him pictures of the motors. Personally, I didn't I agree. I don't think that shit was a big deal. Finding little pictures of motors. You, Steez, you're the one that had to lay the impression on me and anyone else within earshot that had a domino effect or something that helped you so well that it jump started your bum bike business. It got the ball rolling. No, you said that. So when I say that in a rhyme, I'm just talking about what you told me and what you told the mass audience, if you will. You said that I jump started your business, right? Because on his thing, he's trying to say, yeah, and the shit he sent me, I didn't even end up going that route. I ended up doing something totally different. Whatever. Well, you said that shit was an integral part of getting your shit popping. I didn't make that up. You did, right? So you said for that reason, you're going to send me a bum bike. And then he said another lie. He said when he first told me that I told him, nah, I don't need it. I never told him, no, I don't need the bum bike. All I did was said, good looking, thank you, and that's it. Never did I, that has to be known. Never did I say, nah, I don't need that shit. Nope. That's a complete lie. One in just his whole get down, he's just known for lying. You know, I never said no, I don't need it. I said thank you, and I kept it pushing. I kept it at that. He's the one that gets in his feelings and gets, niggas just listening to this. You know how this pussy ass nigga is or whatever. So no, I never said that. And then he's talking about on some King Leo shit. On some non-alpha numerical shit, he's talking about shit with Kevin Leroy of him sweating my girl and whatever that's about. Because this other nigga, LA, for whatever reason, 4 or 5 days in a row, he's been talking about me in real life, like consistently. You know what I'm saying? You know, the guy that says everyone talks about him. He's been talking about us for, it might be going on a week, but whatever, right? So, of course, Steez has to give his opinions on that, something that has nothing to do with him, right? And even there, because even Kevin, the King Leo nigga, shit he was saying in the chat room, he said some shit that didn't even make any sense, that was like 100% the opposite of something that occurred. So he don't even be getting his gossip right? Comparable with Steez. This nigga said, well, you say your girl wasn't going along with Kevin Leroy's advances, but, he likes feet pictures. So if she sends him feet pictures, then, you may not see that as a sexual thing, but really is. Bitch, she didn't send him any feet pictures. She didn't send him any pictures at all of herself. No, you a coward that got the story twisted. She didn't send him any. That's the part of the whole point of what I'm saying. Like any advances that little twerp tried to make on her, she shut him down. You know what I'm saying? She shut his ass down. And then she was treating him like a human though, like on some cool, chill friend shit, like little health advice, shit like that. She would help him. He would talk about, I don't know, I guess some other chick that he like, and, she'd be giving advice, shit like that. Little cool shit that you would do to someone's friend, sure. You know what I mean? He's the one that started and made it clear that he's going to be like tossing the money at it because that's his get down. For whatever reason, that's his approach to attempt at any form of intimacy, shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't know what any other women did for him, pictures they sent them, shit like that. I know for a fact my girl didn't send him a motherfucking thing. And like I said, any attempt at him trying to make things, trying to imply something of an intimate type of situation, she didn't go for not a single bit of any of that. She shut his ass down. She ain't reply with this, that, baby, this, that. No, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Her shit was like, it was like a clear barrier. But, he wanted to keep sending money. See, because we peeped it. I've been peeped, his little weasel game. At first, he was, acting cool with me, saying I'm a good friend, shit like that. He saw us get together. So then he, slowly tried to, weasel his way on into her. At first, he's, talking about us both as a good couple, stuff like that. Here's $15. Go take your girl to coffee, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then slowly but surely, like both of us peep game from the beginning. Yo, is it all right if I send her a $10 donation for the little show he did? Sure. You know what I mean? And then it became more of him trying to just talk to her. And by talk, I mean text message. I think they only had one real worth any length phone conversation. And in that joint, the nigga was sounding pathetic. Why you do this? Why you blah, 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 blah. She's talking to this nigga Stern because she knows he's a weasel ass punk. So she's like giving him the business. You know, anywhere from one, maybe three conversations at best. Everything else was text message. Him leading with the text message. Leading, you know, often with money. Here's $50. How you doing? Da, 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 da. Oh, I'm good. Da, 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 da. That's it. She didn't send him any pictures, none of that shit. So you got the fucking story wrong, B. Let me see. Oh, yeah, and you're a bitch-ass nigga, Steez. Just a bitch-ass nigga, so that's that nigga. What else? What's this other one? The L.A. nigga. I haven't been watching his shit, so I can't respond to anything that he may have been saying. But, you know, say in general, you know, maybe because it's Kevin Leroy and he's his financier too. And I'm still curious about whatever that funny style shit. Because I know I heard something. I know I'm not making this up. There's some rumor, at the very least, a rumor of Kevin Leroy admitting to having a crush on L.A. Some old weird shit. The shit could be some foo-foo shit. I don't know. But that shit is at least something that somebody put out there. And it wouldn't be surprising. Because the, you know, little twerp does exude like, you know, little funny style type behavior. Like you could see him easily going that sway. You feel me? So I don't know what that's about. It ain't really my business. But, you know, niggas, little grimy little twerp niggas, they deserve what they get. You see? But yeah, this LA nigga been talking about this for like what? 4 or 5 days in a row? Like what's the deal? And then if I start doing songs, he thinks I want to get a song out of him. I'm only just like the Steez idiot. If I express my clapback creatively, musically, they think that I'm itching them for a battle. I don't give a fuck about them battling. That shit don't mean shit to me. I don't give a fuck about what's in your pockets, whether you got $0, whether you got $1 trillion. It doesn't move me. I am not like these. I don't want to say like, you know, like these other niggas. Like, but yeah, like these other niggas. I'm not like a Steez. You feel me? He gives a fuck what's in your pocket, what's in your wallet. He's gonna give a fuck. I don't. He gives a fuck about LA, that is. Steez gives a fuck about what LA thinks about him. He'll call him 1 billion times per quarter of a second because he has to lay a certain impression on LA about himself or about the point. The point is so important. You think I couldn't get myself to give a fuck about what any of y'all niggas think about anything related to me. The most I will do is separate fact from fiction and, you know, clap back on, you know, any forms of slander and shit like that that's just being put out, you know, into the atmosphere flat. But I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas think. That shit is the most ridiculous thing to me, giving a fuck about what another nigga thinks. You know what I'm saying? Especially some bozo nigga. A nigga that still hasn't explained getting sucked off by people that were born male. See, some niggas don't be peeping the psychology. Like, I know he doesn't like to lie. LA, that is. Lying is a weakness. Da, 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 da. So he gives himself away just on the sheer fact of not vehemently denying having ever had his mouth in the person who has been born a male, having his penis in said person's mouth. By not saying, yo, that has never happened, that specific thing. It's just like him saying it has happened when you notice that he has an aversion to lying. So if he could get away with not lying, I don't want to lie about that because, you know, then I'm going to feel like I'm weak. fuck it, I may have did such and such, but I'm going to stand on it. So in a way, it's like him thinking he's standing on business with his dick in a nigga's mouth. Standing on business. No, you're telling on yourself. So, and that's some weird shit all in and of itself. There's no letting up on that. If it was the other way around and somebody else was doing that nasty shit, he would not let up at all. That would be the bane of that person's whole existence in this gay nigga's eyes and shit. You feel me? So, and finally, we got Port City. Now, for whatever reason, I be talking to him behind the scenes when shit come. I think shit be squashed. I think shit is, be all cool. But this nigga, man, he's going at my homeboy Necro on some pure bullshit, on some straight up slander, trying to paint them out as a racist, all of that. Now, that's my homeboy Necro. He's came to my aid. He'll come guns blazing, literally. He'll come punch someone in the mouth. He's that type of dude for, people that's his peoples. So I ain't gonna do anything less for him. You feel me? And I feel that the only reason Port City got Necro on his radar to slander and do the bullshit is because of me. From me having an affiliation, whether that's how we got in tune to him and that's how we looked at him or gave him, took notice to him. You know what I mean? Even though it's not my fault per se, I think that I'm the vehicle that got him on this nigga's mind for him to be on the bullshit. So he's trying to call my homeboy racist, right? And his alleged proof, is because Necro casually, not in his music, but casually uses the word nigga just the way niggas do. Not in any racial connotation, nothing like that. Is obvious. He's never, there's no clip of him calling someone a black ass nigger or a spear chucker or anything like that. He'll talk, and then usually, because his fan base is hugely white, right? So usually when he's talking about niggas being niggas, he's talking to white people. You feel me? Could it be a black person? He's going to say, yo, what up, my nigga, da-da-da-da-da? Absolutely. But for the most part, he's not even talking to the audience. Because this nigga's trying to say he's a culture vulture. A man that's from New York, that grew up in the projects, bred from hip-hop from early on, North Carolina as Port City, is trying to say he's a culture vulture. Well, I challenge you to say that Necro is more hip-hop than you, Port City. So he's trying to call him a racist, right? Meanwhile, let's take a look at the language that he uses, right? Because Necro flagged him, right? So this nigga Port City in his community post, he says something like, see, this is how the white racists act. I could smell the wet dog on them. Now, what is more racist? A nigga that's just casually mouthing off saying nigga on some conversational regular shit, or a man actually using like a white, an against white term, talking about a nigga, talking about he's smelling like wet dog. Just like this China Mac dude, another nigga left a comment in his community shit, Port City's community shit, because he's also going to China Mac too, right? And the person who left a comment says something like, I don't fuck with these Asian niggas. All they could do is make my egg rolls for me and this and that. A racist joke against Asian people, against Chinese people. Port City's response is endorsing that, laughs and saying, yeah, that's that New York shit. I don't know what's up with these New York niggas. Yet you're calling my homeboy racist. Like, that is so ass backwards. I don't even know what else to say. Look all through his shit. It's just hate speech. And the thing is, Port City is smart enough to know better. That's why I think I consider him like a huckster. You know what I'm saying? Just appeasing to the extra blackity black people. You know what I'm saying? The people that need to have a feeling of fitting in and belonging. And yeah, amongst themselves, they could be racist to everyone else. And, and I'm cool with black first. I'm cool with all of that stuff. And I'm cool with black supremacy, if you will. You feel me? But there's got to be a line drawn. There's got to be a distinction between that and just when you just limit yourself into a small little black ass box where you're cutting off your network possibilities, you're cutting off your growth, your own black agenda, your own potential expansion by shitting on everyone else, and also that woe is me shit, that victim behavior, that endorsing white supremacy. I will never talk about white supremacy because to me, I don't see whites as supreme. So that shit don't even exist to me. But that woe is me, everyone's against us, all of that shit, that's that victimhood shit. No. Take your black born brilliance and go out and the fuck get yours, like a lot of strong black people and a lot of strong black collectives do and have done in the past. Now, when we're talking about shit like Black Wall Street coming up and thriving, and then they bomb and they tear that shit up, of course, that is something to take note of. And of course, that mentality and the offshoots of those people that may exist today, that's the same type of people from the same lineage with the same agenda. Of course, that is something that should be talked about. So when I say that blackity black shit, I'm talking about that old extra shit. But no, there is racism and there is stuff that should be finally looked at, looked into, discussed, and rebuked, if you will, and fought against. Absolutely. But the shit that this nigga's on, he's bugging and he's getting his money off it. And the thing is, like, I don't knock the nigga. I know he's hustling. I know he knows better, you know, and then that he's just beating niggas in the head for the most part. But I never knocked him. I never try to like flag his shit, let him get his money. So how come when my homeboy comes through, because this nigga's calling, he's saying, you know, that feminine word, cancel Necro and China Mac. Stop supporting them. Stop his money from coming through. Why the fuck you want to stop my homeboy's money coming through? While you got your little shucking and jiving ass hustle that you doing, ain't nobody trying to bother you, ain't nobody trying to disturb it, nothing. But someone that's my homeboy that I guess your homeboy had an issue with, now it's like, oh, he said nigger. No, he said nigga casually like a black person. Let me get on a whole campaign and go against him and try to stop his fucking money. That's basically what you're doing. And that's some old bullshit. Oh. He's also trying to get attention. I mean, the shit this nigga's on, like when he did that diss song to me, he's talking about me getting shot, right? When I got shot. So in my diss song back, I talked about that aspect. But there was another part to his diss song too. Since we want to talk about racist and just being on some bullshit, this nigga's talking about the fact that I'm genetically mixed, like black and white. Genetically, you could look at me and tell that I'm mixed on a genetic level, right? I grew up with my mother and both my father is half black and half white. I didn't even grow up with him, right? And my mother, let's just say she's black, but she also has a whole bunch of mixed stuff that goes back to, you know, her grandparents and before them, right? So, all right, yes, on a genetic level, absolutely. I am a mixed person, black and white. So the fuck what? So in a diss song, he's trying to picket that, saying that I'm a closet white person and, you know, just all the racist shit that people would talk about white people, like trying to shame me for genetically being mixed. Yet he had no problem me being on a song called Nigga talking about that, where even in my verse, look into my eyes, white man see the same color. We don't see the same because when they see me, they don't say brother. You know what I'm saying? You had no problem getting on a song harmoniously with me while I was mixed. So he's just like telling on himself, like, look, I got an issue with you because you're mixed. More often than not, with a lot of niggas, I can't say for sure, but more often than not, I've experienced this. I've been on this earth for as long as I've been on this earth. You know, it ends up being the way that you look. They think that you're, I hate to use this word, but pretty, and they feel a way about it. A lot of times, niggas got issues with how the fuck they look, and they look at you. The go-to thing they'll say is, oh, you think that you're all that because you're light skinned. You think you're all that because you're mixed. Meanwhile, you or me in this situation, I'm just chilling. I ain't thinking about a motherfucking thing. I ain't thinking about being above a nigga on some shit. If y'all want to know one marker, one identifying trait that I have that be making me feel like I'm above people, it's being 6'6", because I literally am above people. So there it is. Talk about that. But as far as being mixed or my phenotype, I'll be thinking about that dumb shit. It only comes into my psyche when other niggas bring it up. When someone like a Port City has to pick at that like it's a thing and say, oh, yeah, you got white genetics in you. So, yeah, that's something that you should feel shamed about. Because I don't. I have pure black. Well, not really. Even though he doesn't show his face that often. He's not like as black as an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So, some mixing is going on somewhere. You feel me? But, I mean, that's a whole nother story. Where do you really draw the line? Shit like that. But for whatever reason, bringing me up being mixed, that has to be a thing. But aside from that, in that diss song he did to me, at that time, he tagged Necro on some, we're not going to use the term clout chasing. I don't like that term. I don't like to follow the pack. Or say, what's the thing? Fame thirsting. He was fame thirsting for Necro's attention at that time. Because in a diss song to me, he tagged motherfucking Necro in the joint. That shit didn't do anything. So now he's got his new thing, tagging Necro again, trying to get his attention. Even when I told the nigga, like, I got shot, and I think it was like some next level shit, Puffy, somebody in music industry might be related or connected to it. This nigga's gonna say, hey, yo, you should exploit that. Yo, Puffy, that's a big name. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's some corny ass shit. Hey, everybody, I got shot, and I think it might be connected to this person, that person. So let me stand out there so I could stand out and stick out, and I could get props. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not fame thirsting like you are. That shit is corny. Just like tagging Necro in a song that you do. Corny, fame thirsting. The shit you're on now. Corny, fame thirsting. And, you know, I'm not slandering you. I'm not outright dissing you. I'm not challenging you. I'm just giving you a direct, real ass opinion about what the situation is. Oh, yeah, your diss song talking about I'm mixed and everything. Meanwhile, you go to his community wall, or when he talks to the niggas that he be beating in the head with his extra blackety black shit, you'll find memes, shit that says something like, I am not mixed, I'm black. Where he's opening discussions for mixed people, that's both black and white, to come in and acknowledge their blackness. You know what I'm saying? So when it's time for the audience, the people that's generating little revenue for him and shit like that, oh, mixed people, y'all come along too because you're black. You're a part of us. But when it's something against Tone Space, now it's like, oh, you know, you're mixed. You got that white in you. That's a bad thing. See how twisted and convoluted motherfuckers could be? It's disingenuous because, like I said, he's smart enough to be able to put things in certain frameworks and have a sense of logic. He's just disingenuous in the way that he presents it because he knows, you know, that's a very emotional thing, that extra blackety black shit. You know what I'm saying? So he knows people are going to go along with it and, you know, burn their incense and do whatever the fuck niggas do these days that's on that extra shit. And I'm someone that, you know, I've been through it all. I've been through all the doctrines. You know what I'm saying? The most Kemetic of the Kemetic, the Hebrewiest of the Hebrew, the God, nation of gods and earths, all of it. I don't know about all of it. There's probably some other shit. I have Tibetan, this and that. Like, I've studied a whole bunch of different doctrines. I was the dude, like, before YouTube was, like, popping with the Signetters and stuff. I was the one that was uptown. I was the one that was going to the building on Fifth Ave to the lectures. hearing the niggas talk and listening, debating people, debating GMS in the street when they were on their bullshit against Trayvon Martin and saying that he deserved to be killed and all that bullshit. I'm the nigga stepping to them. I think the video's still up. Like, yo, son, what you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Can I get an interview with you right here? Do you mind if I record? Yeah. Another nigga saying, well, I do mind, almost getting in the scuffles with them bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one boots on the ground. What have you done, Port City? I'm the one in New York. I'm the one in the Mecca. I'm the one from Harlem. So I grew up with and in all that type of stuff. So I have a clear, wise understanding of the difference between true black growth and development and just stifling hatred and a knuckle dragging numbskull type victimhood limiting type of doctrine and behaviors and mechanisms that don't get anyone anywhere except for the person that's leading the charge, because he's tugging at that emotional disposition, at those heartstrings, and getting their views, their revenues, donations, whatever have you. You know what I mean? So I said enough. Peace.